All around the world, millions of bottles, bags, boxes, and cans of food are being produced and shipped to our local grocery stores. Our own health and the health of our families rest on our shoulders with the decisions we make inside these doors.
We all are going to eat. We're not going to eliminate food.
What we put in our mouth can determine our energy levels throughout the day, how we sleep, and what diseases we may be unknowingly exposing ourselves to.
Your genetics don't make you obese. What you eat makes you obese, period.
Welcome to a KSL 5 News Special Edition, examining your life, your health.
Thanks for joining us for a special edition of Your Life, Your Health. In the next 30 minutes, we'll discover the enormous benefits of eating in versus dining out. Plus, we do all the work for you to tell you how eating healthy isn't as expensive as you might think. 5 things we can be doing right now to shop healthy, all while staying within our calorie and budget restrictions. And when you hear the words hospital food, a vision of green beans and Jell-O might come to mind. We'll show you how hospital food isn't what it used to be, and why some are even choosing hospital food over a casual dining experience. All that and more just ahead. But first, food is what brings us together, or what we turn to for comfort, or an occasional indulgence. But the last thing we might think of when it comes to food is addiction. As Lori Pritchard explains, food addiction isn't necessarily about what we eat, but how.
We typically use the word addiction to describe an unhealthy relationship with substances or drugs. But food?
It's overriding logic, it's overriding wisdom, it's against my own sense of what would be better for my body and for my life.
Believe it or not, food can become an addiction much easier than you think.
You know, our eating, it can just be so robotic, and it can be a part of so many other things, and we're not in touch with what's going on.
There's no magic pill.
We all are going to eat. And that's one of the dilemmas we face in treatment in this area, is we're not going to eliminate food.
And how we abuse food can vary.
Some foods may be more of a stimulant, and some foods may be more of a comfort.
A food addiction is about how a person behaves around food, what they think about food, and the habits they form with what they eat.
And so we can kind of have these two voices, and it's like, don't eat that. I'm eating that. I deserve it today. This has been a terrible day. Don't eat that. You're on your program.
Conover says, forget what you know about fad diets and food restrictions.
Okay, don't eat the whatever. And then what are you going to be thinking about? And what are you going to be focused on?
And go back to basics.
We just say, food is food. I can eat anything, anytime, period.
And instead, replace with mindful choices.
I find is with the taking away the restrictions, I get a feeling of freedom. And with mindfulness, I get wisdom. I kind of think about sitting in a movie theater and just hitting the bottom of the bucket and realize, like, where did that just go? How did I just eat that much popcorn? And that's the opposite of mindful.
Take the time to appreciate and enjoy what you're eating.
We're really aware of the food, we're smelling it, we're tasting it, we're being present with the food, which then will help us get away from all the distracted eating, mindless eating, multitasking eating.
Conover says once we take the time to really make a conscious decision about what we're eating, our relationship with food and what we choose to put in our mouth begins to change.
I believe that we want to get away from food addiction. We want to bring food back to being more reverent, more grateful, and more in relationship.
For your life, your health. I'm Lori Pritchard.
Now, Conover says the next time you're feeling hungry, think of this acronym, HALT. Hungry, alone, lonely, and tired. These intense emotions can drive us toward making bad food choices and thinking about food from an emotional standpoint. And when it comes to identifying behaviors that can lead to a food addiction,
it's when I'm chasing it. It's when it kind of occupies my mind, kind of owns me. And I'm probably going to be going back for multiples.
Another common behavior that can easily get out of hand is hoarding food. Food addiction can come in any form and can quickly turn into a serious problem. Garrett Rose, a former football player, suffered from food addiction. As Nkoyo Iyamba tells us, at 360 pounds, he realized his health was on the line.
It's still surreal.
A dream come true for Garrett Rose.
So it's been quite a drastic change for me.
Nearly 2 years ago, he dropped 160 pounds.
Before, I'd take 5 steps and I was winded and sucking air, and worried about if I'm going to hurt my knees walking.
Whittling his 360-pound frame into a healthy and active 200 pounds.
Now I'm running around with more energy than I've ever had before.
With help from weight loss surgery.
What most people think about the surgery is, oh, it's for people who have no chance, or people who are so big that they're just going to die soon.
The former football player says this major decision has been a long journey, one that began with big dreams.
I had a lot of scholarship offers to play, and I had a lot of schools that were recruiting me. There comes an expectation that you're going to fit to the mold that they want you to.
Back then, fitting that mold meant eating a daily diet of 8,000 calories and working out a few times a day. It worked well for Rose until an injury shattered his dreams.
One day I was playing football, the next day the doctor says, you're not playing anymore, you're done.
Leaving him with an unhealthy relationship with food.
I had spent so much time and energy trying to gain weight through playing sports that I had stretched my stomach out. Now I'm left with this big empty pit of a stomach and always trying to find ways to fill it.
At his heaviest, Rose ate about 5,000 calories a day, making bad food choices and not working out.
Unlike other addictions, you can stop it because you can live without alcohol, you can live without tobacco. You can't live without food.
For Rose, his new normal is now a healthy, low-calorie, active lifestyle because he says there's no turning back.
There's days where I look at my life and I look at the limitations that I may have now with eating, and I think, man, this is hard. This is really difficult, and there's no going back. This is the way it's going to be forever. But the days I sit down and realize I'm running around the backyard, I'm throwing the ball to the dog, and my kids are running around, I realize every one of those decisions is worth it because it gives me more time and more energy with them, and that's what matters to me.
For your life, your health, I'm Nkoyo Iyamba.
What an inspiring transformation. Now, just a few quick notes on how to develop a healthy relationship with food. Set boundaries with unhealthy foods. Follow a structured meal plan. Learn healthy coping strategies. And if you're struggling, don't be afraid to ask for help. A surprising find, and that's not all. The dangers your kids face and the value of family dinner time at home.
Our hospital food isn't what I consider typical hospital food.
Have you ever thought of going to the hospital for your lunch break? We'll tell you why a community is changing up where they eat out. As parents, we're faced with the same question every night. What's for dinner? Some of us might have dinner planned out for the week. Others might be more on the fly, picking up something on the way home from work. But as Brooke Walker explains, eating a family dinner at home is much more beneficial than you might think.
To eat out or dine in.
Eating out is hugely popular. There's a lot of media, marketing, and advertising that goes on around this.
But this ever-growing convenience has quite a shocking ripple effect on our health.
Families eating out has actually mirrored the increase in childhood and teenage obesity and overweight.
In fact, a recent study revealed kids who ate out consumed as much as 300 more calories per meal.
A lot of it comes down to sugary beverages, so particular sodas, because it's the opportunity to refill over and over again.
Call it opportunity or overabundance, but there's more than just extra calories at stake.
When kids and families eat out, it's not always what they're eating, but sometimes what they're not eating, like fruits, vegetables, dairy products that make a difference in health. But if you've had a hand in preparing the food, it helps you to know what you're serving to your children.
Bray says children who eat family meals at home typically have a better vocabulary.
There's also a connection toward drug use, alcohol use, and use of tobacco in teens who don't eat with their families.
And where it's common for both parents to work, it's hard to find time to grocery shop, let alone cook a meal.
For kids to want to be healthy, the adults in their lives have to model those behaviors.
And if you're worried about transitioning from eating out to dining in, Bray says don't go cold turkey.
Start by thinking about how can we have maybe one more meal a week at home. It's a very powerful tool for helping create a cohesive family, I believe, and a family where you know what your kids are doing and your kids know what you're doing. Hopefully we can help them to eat the things that are part of our family life and foods that we hope they'll grow up to enjoy.
For Your Life, Your Health.
How's that broccoli?
I'm Brooke Walker.
What a healthy meal. Well, it doesn't take a lot to make a healthy and fun meal. Have a topic of the day or nominate a child to choose what you get to talk about during the meal. Remember to keep the TV off while you're eating. We keep all phones and tablets away from the table. When you eat out, there's a tendency to miss out on those opportunities because there are all those distractions. All right, speaking of eating out though, what we don't often think of when eating out is hospital food, right? Well, as Keith McCord shows us, more and more people are choosing hospital food as their lunch location of choice.
Spend any time in a hospital and you know one thing for sure. The food is not the best.
We've all had the overboiled vegetables and the overcooked chicken and a slopped on the plate mashed potato, the typical green jello for dessert.
But what Intermountain Healthcare is doing is changing the entire experience.
If you need comfort food here in the hospital, we've got it. If you want to be living a little bit healthier and you want some good solid meal that will give you some energy throughout the day, we have that as well.
About a tablespoon to 2.
And it all starts with this guy.
Chef Tyler has been amazing. We really looked for someone who knew what he was doing, someone who was innovative, who could bring his creativity and make healthy meals taste good.
In fact, nearly every Intermountain hospital is equipped with a chef to handle all your comfort needs.
I think that having good food can help them feel better.
And if you're looking for something on the healthy side, take a look at the Live Well plates.
Employees or patients or visitors can come and grab a meal that has been designed to be a healthier meal.
Created by chefs within Intermountain hospitals, these dishes will satisfy even the pickiest of taste buds.
We've got fresh grilled salmon, we've got steaks, we've got salads made to order. Really high quality food that you wouldn't typically associate with hospital food service.
For Your Life, Your Health, I'm Keith McCord.
If you wanted to experience the food for yourself, and I'm thinking I kind of do, Chef Tyler says they get a lot of people in the community that stop by the cafe for lunch. You can also find the Live Well recipes online at intermountainlivewell.org. There are 93 of them. Still ahead, Chef Tyler will share one of his popular Live Well recipes. After the break, we're making Thai turkey lettuce wraps. Before the break, we introduced you to Intermountain's healthy plates. Now, we go behind the cafe doors to see just how quick and tasty Thai turkey lettuce wraps are.
All right, my name is Chef Tyler Ellard. I work here at McKay-Dee Hospital. We are going to be preparing a Thai turkey lettuce wrap today. This is one of our signature Live Well dishes that you can find at any of the Intermountain facilities throughout the system. What we've done is we've put together this nice slaw. We're going to find some nice leaf lettuce, and you don't have to use butter leaf here unless you want to, but it holds together much nicer. About a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons in each little leaf. So on top of that turkey, we're going to put just a little bit of this slaw that's got a nice little spicy bite to it. We're going to garnish with this coconut rice and then this fresh mango. And mangoes this time of year can be a little bit difficult to get, but most of the grocery stores are going to have them as a nice garnish. And there we go. That is the Thai turkey lettuce wrap. That's under 600 calories. That's under 700 milligrams of sodium and less than 30% calories from fat. There is an RD in the world that wouldn't love this dish.
Yeah, I'm in. Definitely in. Going to try that one. This healthy plate recipe can be found on our website shortly after this broadcast.
So things I like to think about when I talk about eating on a budget are, how you manage your resources.
We break down 5 things you need to know when shopping healthy on a budget. There are many challenges when transitioning to a more healthy lifestyle, and budget can be a big one. Debbie Dujanovic shares 5 ideas that we can start doing right now that are not only healthy for us, but they're good for our budget.
Compare prices and you'll find it is more expensive to eat healthy.
Soda costs less than milk. Chips cost less than chicken breast.
And if your budget is your roadblock, the solution may not be so simple. So we put together a few ideas that might help your family fuel their desires to eat healthy.
So things I like to think about when I talk about eating on a budget are, how you manage your resources.
Try shopping for foods that are in season.
Going to the farmer's market at the end of the market time often gets you some amazing deals.
Not the right season? Well, try frozen or canned. The prep work is slim to none. And And you can toss frozen fruits into a smoothie or frozen veggies into an omelet. Next,
buying in bulk can be a tremendous savings.
You may spend more initially, but your food will last longer between trips to the stores, making you more likely to eat healthy rather than crushing your health goals. As for saving money on meat,
thinking about maybe slightly less expensive cuts of meat.
Get organized and try planning a menu around what's in season and have a list before you head out. Trust me, it makes it a lot easier to resist those impulse buys.
Keeping track of what's in your refrigerator and your freezer can be an important factor too.
Last on our list, keep it simple. Do not set yourself up to fail by planning complex recipes every single night. Gravitate to recipes that the kids will like. Now, these 5 budget-friendly ideas will hopefully inspire your family to get one step closer to better health.
One of the most powerful things is to think about your long-term health and the long-term health of your children.
For Your Life, Your Health, I'm Debbie Dujanovic.
Now, speaking of kids, Margaret says if you can, leave your kids at home on the next trip to the grocery store. We love them to help us, but they can easily derail our well laid out plans, right? If they do tag along, get them involved in finding fruits and vegetables and counting things, other items on your list. That way they can be helpful. Many people this week are lacing up their shoes to participate in a heart and stroke walk to help combat heart disease and stroke. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in Americans. Stroke is number 5. So join us this Saturday at Sugar House Park at 9 a.m. For more information on the walk, you can visit heartwalkutah.org. Again, this Your Life, Your Health special will be posted on KSL.com. In the meantime, if you're looking for ideas on how to stay active, or if you'd like to cook up one of those many Live Well dishes, visit intermountainlivewell.org. I'm just interested and intrigued now, and I think I'm going to go try some of those recipes. In the meantime, thanks for joining us this evening. We'll see you back here at 10. Have a good night.